Go ahead and find your most comfortable laying down posture. So that could mean you have your arms and legs straight and long, or you might put a little bend in your knees. And I recommend this especially if you've been working at a computer or a desk today and your low back feels tense. You can put a slight bend in your knees, take your feet a bit wide, and knock your knees together, making kind of a tent out of your legs. So try that out. And that allows the low back to release a little bit more toward the floor. And maybe there's a slight bend in your elbows, and you can allow your palms to flip open toward the ceiling, allowing your chest to spread open a little more between the shoulder points in the front. So big chest. And here in this very grounded posture, our only thought is just focusing on the breath. So allow your awareness to shift from all the things outside of your mat or your space that you've created right here. Draw that awareness inward. Notice the length and depth of the breath. The rise and fall of the belly in the rib cage. And just be. Nothing to do right now, just to be. Allow your inhales to become so full, maybe intentionally lengthening them, stretching them out second by second. Allow your exhales to be very complete as well. Think of cleaning out your lungs. You may notice your mind racing and reaching into the past and the future, and that's okay. Notice that with compassion and amusement. Finally, notice your body, any places that you feel the most. For example, your chest might feel tense today, your hips and low back maybe. Imagine breathing into and out of those places and feeling them relax and release. Let's add a little gentle movement, shall we? If your legs are long and straight, go ahead and bend them and pull the knees up so that they point toward the ceiling. And we'll take the feet quite wide. If you have a mat, I'd say take your feet even off of your mat. If you don't have a mat, don't worry. You don't necessarily need one. Okay, we'll just start dropping the knees side to side. So really gentle. We're mostly letting gravity do the work. So we just move the knees to one side and gravity obligingly takes them down. So a few rounds side to side. Keep your breath. Notice this gentle movement in your hips, inner and outer hip, getting a nice little rotation side to side. Notice your low back also getting gently wrung out. And you might hear some crackles and pops, and that's okay as long as it feels nice. Okay, next time your knees point up, let's pause there and we'll shimmy our feet in toward each other until they're touching. At this point, you can drop your knees out to either side Your feet are pressed together like a little sandwich, and your knees are dropping out. And hopefully this feels nice along the insides of your legs. Your inner thigh and your hips can get a chance to release. And let's just let the legs rest like here for a while. And we'll open up the shoulders and the upper body. So I want you to make snow angels, just like you just laid down in deep snow, and you're so excited, and you want to make huge snow angel wings by sweeping your arms out to either side. So big movement here. Feel the shoulders waking up. Feel your chest gently opening. Keep your big breath moving. Maybe one more time, one more round, just like that. Hopefully it feels nice in your shoulders. And then end with your hands reaching up overhead behind you. And then let's stretch the legs out long too. Take your longest stretch, like you just woke up and you're feeling great. And then let's stretch a little bit longer through the right side. So if your right toes and your right fingers could reach out long, maybe there's even a little complementary contraction in your left side body so that the right side can lengthen. Let's take a few breaths here. You might even really take this into a deeper stretch by walking your hands and feet out to the left and grounding that back body. Let's bring this through center and switch sides. So back at the center in your long shape, let's lengthen a little bit more through the left fingers and toes. So stretch that left side, maybe contracting the right side to complement that, maybe even moving the hands and feet out to the right. Breathe here. Maybe one or two more breaths. Let's bring this back through center. Okay, right here, long as you can be, take one more big stretch here. Take a huge breath in. And as you exhale, pull in your knees, move your hands towards your shins, and curl your forehead towards your knees, just as tiny as a ball as you want to get. And let's do that again. Inhale to be long, reach. Exhale, pull it in, forehead to knees. Let's take a few more breaths like that. Long on the inhale, strong on the exhale. 3 more, long and strong. 2 more, warming up your core here, opening the back body a little bit. Last one, big breath in. And big exhale. Okay, if you have your hands on your shins, maybe interlace your fingers and squeeze your forehead and knees close to each other for 3. Remember to breathe. 2. And 1. Release the feet back to the floor. Back body relaxes onto the floor. Let's get the right knee up and in. So we can pick that knee up and you can grab the shin, the right shin, if your knee is feeling fine and healthy today. If you have any kind of knee injury or knee sensitivity, I'd say take your hands behind the thigh instead. So you choose, please, and then hug the knee towards your heart. Really hug it in. Make sure you're grounding your shoulder blades at the same time. If it feels nice here, you can gently rock the knee side to side. You can think of it as a massage for your hip joint and all the muscles that surround it. And then pause here. If your hands were on your shin, we'll take our hands to the back of the leg now, to that thigh, to the back of the thigh. Interlace them, and then press that right heel up to the ceiling, flexing the ankle so you get a nice calf stretch, and then pull it into your glute. Again, press the heel up to the ceiling. Pull it into the glute. Okay, so you feel your hamstring is lengthening and softening underneath your hands. You feel that. Okay, your hamstrings are loosening up a little bit as you do this. Our hamstrings get so tense. Okay, next time you press that right heel up to the ceiling, pause there and just breathe. Okay, renew this hugging inward action that we were doing with the leg. So we're trying to hug the knee toward the heart. We're still grounding the shoulder blades. And if you want a little more from this, you can flex that right ankle even more, pulling the toes back towards your shin. And you can extend the knee even more. Make sure your hamstring agrees with you, okay? All right, from here, we'll let that right knee relax. We can drop the right foot on top of that left knee and let go of it. We'll take the hands out to the side and start to press the right knee away. So by using your right outer hip to move the knee away from you, you might feel that inner hip releasing. And hopefully that feels nice. Continue to move that knee away from you, okay? And we'll start to twist a little bit. We'll get a little bit more twisty. So let's start to rock the legs side to side. Side to side. Okay, feeling that gentle twist rolling up through your low back. As you open up your right hip, we're double tasking. Okay, now try this. Next time the legs rock back up through center, cross the right knee all the way over the left, okay? That might be just fine, or you might feel like you want to also cross your right foot and tuck the ankle behind your left ankle. Okay, so I call that a double cross. So you can single cross or double cross. And now take the legs side to side. Try waggling them side to side, just like we did before. Okay, and next time your legs drop to the left, hold it there. Maybe the left hand holds a knee just to kind of keep them there. But we're definitely looking out to the right. We want to ground that right shoulder blade especially. Let's take several long, slow breaths right here. Okay. In your twist, we want our longest possible spine. So think of lengthening your spine on the inhale. And as you exhale, think of pulling the belly button into your spine, grounding those shoulder blades. Maybe 3 more breaths here, yogis. Soften your jaw, soften your forehead. And maybe curl the corners of your mouth upward towards your ears. As you're ready, rock the legs back up and in, and we'll untangle them. Feet back on the floor. Let's windshield wiper the legs out a little bit, just shaking it out. Noticing how hips feel, how everything feels. Okay, let's switch sides. So next time your knees point up, let's pause there. We'll let the right leg rest for now. We'll get the left leg up and in. We can grab the shin of the left leg or the back of the thigh. You decide, but hug the knee in towards your chest. Ground your shoulder blades. And remember to breathe. Perhaps we waggle and stir the legs side to side. And then let's soften up. If we have the shin, we'll soften up on that grip and take our hands behind the thigh, fingers interlaced, moving into the hamstring now, from the hip to the hamstring. So press the heel up toward the ceiling, that left heel comes up, and the left heel comes in towards your glute. Again, left heel up, and pull it in. Remember to keep breathing, okay? And remember to just have fun with it. Should always be having fun on the mat. Okay, feel that hamstring. It should feel pleasant, a pleasant lengthening in your hamstring. Next time the heel presses up, hold right there. Renew that hugging inward movement where you're moving that knee towards your chest just as much as it wants to go. Reground your shoulder blades and maybe intensify the lengthening in your hamstring by making the flex in your left ankle even more flexy and perhaps extending in the knee a little bit more. Breathe. As you're ready, let's transition to a little figure 4 shape. So we'll let the left knee bend and we'll stack that left ankle on top of the right knee. And I find that if I have a nice little flex in the left ankle, it hooks on top of the knee nicely. So you can take your arms out to the side, thinking of just pressing the left knee away from you, activating that outer hip so that your inner left hip gets a nice opening. And could you keep that action, that left knee pressing away action, as we start to drop the legs side to side? Feel that gentle twist, moving up your low back, maybe even into your middle back. And the next time you're back at center, pause, and we'll cross the left knee all the way over the right. You can single cross at the knees like this, or you can double cross by tucking the left foot behind the right calf. And same thing, let's take the legs side to side a few times. Okay, kind of deepening this hip opening that we started with that figure 4. And then when your knees drop out to the right, let them fall. And let's pause here and just enjoy this twist. Maybe the right hand grabs a knee just to kind of hold it. But we're looking out to the left now. Okay, grounding that left shoulder blade. Breathe. Long spine inhale. Belly button to spine on the exhale. Feel how spacious your chest is here. Enjoy one more long, slow breath, please. As you're ready, rock the legs back into center, untangle them. Let's take a few more windshield wipers just to see how the hips are feeling. Next time your knees point up, pause there, okay? We'll scoot our feet so that they're hip width. Feet are hip width, so are the knees. And as a matter of fact, both of your legs are in the 2 perfectly parallel planes, okay? Before we begin to move a little bit more, I'd like you to put an imaginary baseball or a tennis ball between your knees. So there will be a little bit of space between your knees, but you're holding that ball. So there's a little bit of engagement inward toward the midline, okay? And hopefully you feel that engagement running all the way up and your core gets a little bit stronger as you do that, okay? So core engagement. Go ahead and bend your elbows so your fingers point up like robot arms. And with your inhale, friends, lift your hips toward the ceiling, but don't drop the ball between your knees, okay? Keep that invisible ball. Your nose is pointing straight up as you exhale and drop your hips back to the floor. Let's take a few more like that, okay? Nose is looking up, inhale, lift hips. Exhale, lower hips. Let's make this a little more interesting. As you lift the hips, could you roll the spine up one vertebra at a time, very intentionally, like a string of pearls, lifting up. And as you exhale, could you drop one vertebra at a time? We'll try that a few more times. Inhale to roll it up. Exhale, roll it down. One more time, just like that, my friends. Bring it up on the inhale. This time, let's roll it down as slowly as you can. Can you take 3 or 4 long, slow breaths? One vertebra at a time. Take your time. The tailbone is moving away from the top of your head as you do that. Halfway there, continue. Slow control. One vertebra at a time. When your hips finally land, lengthen that left leg. Let it go on the mat. Bring in the right knee just enough that you can hold the outside of the right knee with your left hand. And we're moving this right knee over to the left. So we're taking another twist. Reaching out to the right, looking out to the right. Okay, let's breathe right here. Shoulder blades are grounding. Long spine inhales. Strong belly exhales. Enjoy a few more breaths here, please. Think of your big chest almost arching your spine up off the floor, if you could, as you ground your shoulder blades. How would that feel? As you're ready, the right leg comes back in and extends onto the floor. Left leg in, right hand moves the left knee to the right. So another twist. Okay, shoulder blades are grounding. Look to the left. Breathe here. Big chest arches up off the floor. Long spine. Maybe one more breath, friends, right here. Allow the legs to come back through center. Okay, there's one more thing I'd like to do with you before we rest. And that is this. Slide your hands underneath your glutes. So your palms are on the floor. You're sitting on your hands. And see if you could scoot your elbows so that they're more or less underneath you. Put a little bend in your knees, maybe just enough to put your toes down on the floor. And then I want you to press into your elbows, scoop your heart up to the ceiling with your big shoulder blades, and think about moving the back of your head toward the back of the mat. Let's breathe right here in this nice little chest opening. You want a little tuck in your chin and a big long neck. Shoulder blades lifting your heart. Maybe one more big breath here, friends. And allow yourself to come back down. So taking the bend out of your elbows, taking the bend out of your knees, all the way down to the floor. Let's rest here for a few moments, back where we started. Eyes are closing. Let your jaw become very soft. Maybe even let it hang open a little bit. Eyebrows and forehead very soft. Spend a little time just feeling all the sensations swirling around in your body from your practice. Listen to the sound of your breath. This is a great opportunity to practice something that we don't normally get asked to practice, and that is being present in this moment. You may notice your mind wandering into the past and future. Giggle at that. Okay, your mind is so good at that, but bring it back to this moment. Notice every little sound, every little thing in your immediate environment right now. As all effort, all tension drains from your body, allow your thoughts to settle on something very good. Cultivating for yourself a moment of bliss. Beautiful people, please continue resting like this for as long as you can. If you have the time, maybe even take a little nap. Thank you so much for joining me.